Yes. Back again. Back again. Hello. Well, hello. You know the universal greeting. Well, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Yo, it's time for revival, yo. Sue's called it. It's time for tent revival. I was going to wear my shiny jacket. We're going to get a sweat on. We got a hand fan. We're going to hear a joyful noise, yo. Yes. I love it. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. I'm looking at my banners, and there's stuff that I haven't used in a long time. Like, I don't think I ever used that. There was a point where I used this. No, we don't really need that. It was a while I used that. I haven't used that either. It's been a while. Um, this is funny. There's I'm not seeing anybody on the thing watching on YouTube. I think JRD, are you on YouTube? What's going on, Matt? Matt says dragging a little. Got my booster today. Oh yeah. They say if you hydrate, that's supposed to help. So, gotta water the plant, bro. Yeah, it's funny, one thing that really excites me about doing this stuff is that every week we'll find something new to do, right? And then we kind of bring things along as we go, like the world famous Sue's put. Don't say it, because if you say it, you got to do it. Is it Thursday yet? You come in a group, razzmatazz, all those things. So much content, right? And to that point, it's funny. I posted on my Facebook just a second ago. I was feeling. Um, all right, JRD, I got you. I've been feeling I've been a little tight lately. If you know what that means, it's kind of like I'm just like, yo. I try not to get frustrated about stuff, but if you guys didn't see Pencil to Pencil last night, it may have been the best pencil to pencil we've ever done. Yo, for real, for real. And I know that's saying a lot, right? Because I'm the first person to say, yo, every one of the episodes is hot. I think is dope. And we had Terry Moore on, and Terry Moore is the cartoonist who did Strangers in Paradise. And he's done so much stuff since then. And he was super gracious. He was real down to earth. We chopped it up. We laughed. We did the. Sorry, Jim Luhan. Somebody's, what they say, you may not be first, but you could be next. And that's not even a knock on all the fantastic guests who we had on, but I don't know. It just a lot of people were like, "Yo, this was fantastic," and I think maybe what it was, and Trey, you watched it, right? Was it because of the show and tell? The energy was good, the lighting was good, people were asking good questions, the whole thing was good. Terry got up in the middle of the studio, started going through the crates, was showing stuff, showing pages, showing his whole process, and we didn't even really ask for that. Like, I think if we said, "Hey, guest, show us everything in your studio," they'd be like, "Kiss my ass! I'm not doing that." But it all just kind of worked out. So I wonder what you guys thought of the episode. To that point, something that was kind of bugging me is, it seems like every couple of months I get salty about the numbers. and I try not to think about the numbers because that's not what we're doing this for, and the algorithm and blah blah blah. But we've just had like a 85 bears of guests. We've just had these like superstar, just a great lineup. I think all of our guests are fantastic, but we keep hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and I just don't feel like the numbers are growing. And I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or it's kind of boggling my mind. And then I started thinking of, and this is where people get into trouble. When people say things like, "Yo, you have 5,000 followers on Facebook. If everybody gave you $1, you'd have 5,000." And right, that's the kind of math that gets you in trouble. That also is the kind of math that gets you in trouble when you come up with some idea and people are like, "Yo, you should put that on a shirt." And then you're like, "Really? Yeah, man, that's dope. We'd buy that." And then you make the shirt and nobody buys the shirt. So you try not to think about the numbers. You try not to think about all that stuff. But then it's just a little frustrating where it's just like, I mean, I will eat my hat if you can find another setup like Pencil to Pencil with the same caliber of people we bring on and the same kind of hosts and the kind of banter we do, the whole thing. And that's where I get frustrated. So I just put a thing on my Facebook where I was like, "Yo, for all this was on Facebook, for all the cartoonists who are friends with me or you follow the thing, why are you not watching this? I don't know what else to. I don't know what to do. Like we made this for you, and you don't watch it. I don't know. Maybe someone could explain that to me. Maybe Tim Fielder will come on and say because Rachel Maddow's on at 9 o'clock. You know, you can watch it later. Watch it, eat with your breakfast toast. But I don't know. It boggles my mind. What up, Trey? Big Trey says JRD seemed really interested in last night's Pencil to Pencil. Well, Trey, there's a lot of Terry Moore fans, and I don't think Terry is guarded like that. But it's just part of the mystery of how somebody does their work, right? And a lot of people, you don't really see these inside looks at their studio or the practices and things like that. So it's kind of like it's a treat. It's like, wow, yo, this is crazy. And then he's being so cool. Yeah, like it all lined up. It was great. And JRD says to Trey, yeah, Terry's one of my art gurus. Bros, what up, Bros? Bros says the most impressive thing about last night's show was learning that he's been using the same pencil all this time. That was a great story. I feel like I lose some supplies before I get to use them. Yo, that's real rap. Trey says, and thank you, Trey. Trey is one of the shining beacons of us doing this stuff. Trey says, yeah, this show to me is like a treasure trove. Right? Thank you, Kenny Wong. What up, K-Dub? Shout out to my man, Stunt Ken. I see you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just whatever. I'll get over it. And at the end of the day, it's not about that. But we're coming up on 2 years, something like that. When we started doing Pencil to Pencil. Well, first Coffee Break is older than Pencil to Pencil, the video version. I think I've been doing Coffee Break consistently for what, a year, 2 years, something like that. When I first started, it was kind of fragmented. I just kind of went, oh, I guess I'll go live. And we did the thing. And then I was just like, well, maybe I'll get more people to look at it if I make it consistent. And I think there's something there. I think there's something about consistency and things coming on the same time all the time that it becomes comfortable. And when things become comfortable, then you feel like they're always going to be there. So you're less apt to engage with it because you think you'll always catch the next one or you'll see it later or I'll catch up. For you comic book nerds out there, I'll wait for the trade. And I think that can get you into trouble sometimes because, things stop, things go away, people move on, the fat boys break up, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that could be part of it too. K-Dub, Kenny says, I missed out last night. I wanted to let Terry know that a friend introduced me to Strangers in Paradise because the character David seemed like it was based on me. Well, at that time in my 20s. Yeah, that's wild. And, it was cool. Right? But, it was cool for even me to say to Terry, like, yo, Strangers in Paradise was part of my pull list, and that was one of those books. And I said, I gave my man his roses last night. I said, you could count on one hand the indie breakout stars of the 90s. And the 90s was a Wild West in comics. Image was popping. Marvel was scrambling. People were just figuring it out and making books, and things were interesting, and things were like, you got a fresh wizard. I had my comics journal subscription. Then I had the comics buyer's guide, that weird newspaper thing that would show up. We were in it, and everything was interesting to a degree. And for somebody to stand out on top of all of that, that's real special. So, what up, Jim Luhan? Jim Luhan, my favorite animator. How are you, sir? Jim, tell him what you're working on now. Jim says, if Coffee Break was around in the 80s, I would have been a teenager. I would have recorded on cassettes and made pause mixes with it. I love it. I remember we were reading. I was addicted to books on tape for a while, and you'd go to the library and get a book, and it'd be like in that big plastic clamshell. I have like 400 tapes in it. And there was one, I think I listened to Lolita, and the guy who talked like this. My favorite part after a break in the story or the tape had to flip, he would go, now turn the cassettes. Fletch, what up, Fletch? Fletch says it's like must watch TV every Wednesday. And you know what Thursday is? You come in a group, right? The JNN, the Jamar Nicholas Network, we run the end of the week, yo. And then you sprinkle in a little, it ain't hard to tell for the Patronuses. Come on. How can you lose? E, what up, brother? E says, I think the content length is a big part of what's holding the numbers back. You need some 20 minutes or less content to draw the browsers in. That's interesting. And I know Manly's been doing more things on the YouTube channel with just like, here's a video of me inking hair. And, I think there's a lot to be said about that. And that also speaks to, at the beginning of this, it was when we were doing the podcast, it was just like, there was no time constraints, and it would just kind of like go on. And then, I kind of felt like, as a producer, I was like, I feel like, because you can watch the numbers dip off. I was like, I just think it's too long. You know me, you guys, I could run my mouth forever, but I think there's a point where people are just like, oh, all right. And I think, for me, I like the 2 hours for pencil to pencil. And I think we could do, I talked about this like at the beginning of our new season. I think we could get away with an hour and a half, but it feels good at 2. But no, I agree with you. And that's something that Mike and I are working on, of kind of breaking up the YouTube with more little segments of things. But that still doesn't fix I don't know. K-Dub, Kenny says, was it just me, or was a comics journal the comics mag to get over Wizard? Well, yeah, if you are a learned cartoonist or enthusiast, and that's one of the things I loved about Comics Journal at the time, is that there was really no other place you could get to read interviews with cartoonists that were like almost like scholarly pieces. Like, these people talked about comics like it was a for real thing. And, I said this before, one of the things that even shaped the way, and E could speak to this because E had to edit my my interviews in Draw Magazine. I like long interviews. Pause. Right? You're at the supermarket and you pick up a magazine because as your favorite, there's a big question mark on it. Your favorite person is on the cover of this magazine. You're like, yo, I'm going to cop this. and then you got your sandwich and your drink, and you open it up, and it's just like a bunch of pictorials, and the interview is like a page and turn to page 40, and then it's like over, and it's like, I wanted some meat in the sandwich, yo. Right, so the Comics Journal was doing that kind of thing, and Wizard was kind of like the Maxim magazine of the '90s. It was a lot of sizzle, not a lot of steak. But I was with it for a while, and then it just kind of turned the corner. And it's so funny that Robot Chicken came out of Wizard magazine. So all right, we're breaking this down. All right. JRD says, and Terry stood out for all the right reasons: solid art and storytelling, clever writing that engaged the reader but not talking down, and stories not seen in comics. I mean, that was also another thing with Bone, right? When Jeff Smith just came out of like, oh wow, this is like, you couldn't look away. Trey says, yeah, that was something I liked that he shared, that he was more compelled to write up than write down. I really like that because for me, Calvin and Hobbes was that. Ross says maybe a highlight show or something like that that could be posted to other social and get people hooked. That's not a bad idea. Matt, what up, Matt? Matt says, I think 90 minutes would be the sweet spot, but I'd hang in there if it was 3 hours. Yeah, I've lived that tale already. I don't know if I want to do 3. I like 2, but I think 90 would be great. Well, hold on. Going back to that, if it was 90, then it would have to be tight with segments and me going, okay, you got to stop talking because we got to go. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to produce like that. And this is fun. This will be fun. Right. And I don't want anybody to feel like they're being pushed through a tube of toothpaste. But no, it's all like, I'm a like vibe guy. And if it's not feeling right, then I don't want to do it, So, but no, I like this advice. JRD says maybe do clips on YouTube of a single exchange or story from select episodes, pencil to pencil, rough sketches. They give browsers an idea of what the full 2 hours about. So, from what I'm hearing from you guys, it's like people are unsure of what it is, so I have to do clip shows. Is that what it is? Okay. All right. I feel it. Matt says, my favorite part of Comic Scene magazine back in the day was the process stuff and interviews with the pros. Pencil to pencil is that in podcast form, and I love it. Thank you. That's what Draw Magazine was and is. And this is the sister thing to that. All right, I want to wrap this up and talk about something else like cheeseburgers, but let me finish through this. Jardee says, Wizard drove me nuts. The Comics Journal and Comic Buyer's Guide were my go-tos. Facts. Right, Eric? When I turned in that issue, that interview with LaShawn Thomas, I think it was 30 pages. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. You like that? Oh yeah, so the guys that did Toy Fair, the column, well, there was like a segment in the back of Wizard magazine where they would pose all these action figures and do little fumettis. The genesis of all that Robot Chicken stuff. Yeah, I think that's documented. Trey says, I'm sorry, Trey. Sorry, John. Fletch says, to follow up on what he said, if you made little 5-minute clips from the 2-hour interviews as teasers, you might get people interested to find the whole podcast and watch it. Yeah. So I guess it goes back into marketing and editing. Okay. But I think also that I'm missing the people that are on my Facebook wall, or the people that actually are friends with me on Facebook. Like, do I have to do all that for for you to know that cartoonists who are cartoonists have conversations with other cartoonists? Like, that just doesn't seem like something you need a clip show for. But I understand what you're saying. Trey says Ryan's idea sounds like it'd give some of the other episodes some replay value. I see that, like the ones with Kari and Dawood were awesome. I will watch them again and again. That's cool. I like that. Suze, you know what? Let's break up this banter with Suze pose. Hey, Suze, how are you? It's good to see you. Everybody give love to Suze. JRD says, less than they're unsure, but they don't want to invest the 2 hours. Snippets would help convert those afraid to try a full episode cold. All right. I hear you. Maybe this is where the rubber hits the road. If I had somebody else here that was their thing to do that type of stuff, I would love to do it. I think everything you guys are saying makes perfect sense. Perfect sense from a standpoint of getting more engagement. I guess it really depends on what I'm willing to do. Kenny says, I think what JRD is suggesting is to take the complete show and pick a clip and post it on IG. No, I get it. Or whatever as a teaser so people get what the show's about and entice viewers to check the full video out. Jim says, I can relate to your dilemma. I've always had a small niche group of fans, and it's been a good challenge to grow that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Have a good time. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all my caffeines that's helping me out. And you know who the caffeines are. That's right. Friends and regulars, not decaf, of Coffee Break with JN. Well, hello. And while I'm at it, let's give a GLO to my patronuses in good standing. The GLOs who come through for me to put their name in places. Thank you so much. You guys make all of this stuff possible. And to all the other patronuses who give of themselves, thank you so much. And if you're interested in joining the JN Army, go to patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas. Thank you. Yo, facts. Yo, to that point, I don't know if you guys have been listening to me run my mouth about my problems with Instagram. So my Instagram got disabled like 2 weeks ago. And weirdly enough, I'm enjoying the quiet. Not like I was like, I'm not a super poster anyway, but you just kind of get sucked into the doom scroll. And while I'm trying to get my account back, it's given me a little bit more time to think and move around and disengage a little bit more from the phone. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse, right? Oh, I like this challenge, Matt. Matt says everybody's homework is to promote Pencil to Pencil next week. Thank you, sir. And I've said that stuff to you guys in the past. Like, yo, can you just share it? Can you thumbs up stuff? Like all that, that's grassroots stuff to me. It's like the guys and gals that are already here. Germinate, spread the seeds. Don't hoard it. Don't keep it to yourself. When you go to the comic book store to get your pull, say, yo, you guys watch this stuff is hot on YouTube. Oh no. Well, yeah, put it on in the shop. When Gallagher and Faber and I did Comic Book Diner, the craziest thing is I would start to hear reports that people listen to it in the comic book store, which I thought was really fun, and it was a lot of fun. But it's just like that kind of stuff. I think that's really helpful. This Trey said this is low key a think tank, and I like that. Yeah, and I don't know. We can still talk about pancakes or whatever, but so that's the kind of mood I'm in this week. It's been a pretty hectic week for me. I'm sure the rest of you, because that's why we're here in group. So I'm sharing. No decaf up in this Humpty Dumpty. I love it. I love it. It's so funny. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. Challenge accepted. That's right, EJB. We need the street team. Yo, we coming through. We got wheat paste posters. We got slaps. We got you, man. I got tube socks, 2 for $5, yellow and green, and yellow and green. I got you. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. So yeah, I mean, this is, well, maybe we could talk about this. So over 12 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that. Whenever I did Fist Stick Knife Gun, that was a while ago already. Somewhere in there, all this stuff was in a whole different space. I think, well, Facebook has been around. JRD's my resident know-it-all. JRD, when did Facebook show up? I remember Facebook wasn't all this. It was just kind of like you would type stuff and it would show up. It wasn't all picturesque. It was almost like Twitter before Twitter was Twitter. And I called it at the time an internet vacation. I said, you know what? I can't focus. I think I need to push myself away from the table. See, I know my crew. And I said, look, I got to really focus and get this book done. I'm going to disengage for 4 months, 3 months, 4, 5. I can't remember. It was for a bit. And if you really want to talk to me, you know how to get in touch with me. Call me, email me, whatever. And I'll tell you something that's very quiet because this is all super easy, right? And then I know it's still hard for some people to communicate, but I was just like, yo, I'll be back. If you want to holler at me, then you know how to find me. A couple people reached out, whatever. That's not the point. But kind of like, I guess they would call that now a digital detox, where it's just, I don't, the merits of all this stuff is debatable. That's not what I'm here to talk about. But if it's starting to affect you and you kind of like nestle into your couch to dick around on your phone and then you look up and it's like 2 hours later and you're like, what am I doing? And it's something to consider. So for my mental health at that period, and that's before hashtag self-care, I was like, yo, I'm just going to dip. And people are like, what? Wait, what? What do you mean? And the probably the most interesting part about that was when I came back, I didn't make a big deal about it. I just started posting again. And a friend of mine who I actually would see in real life, who was also a Facebook friend, right when I had disengaged, he came up to me. He was like, yo, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, you're talking to me. No, but you're not on Facebook. No, but I'm talking. I'm like, we're having a conversation. And it just kind of messed him up. Like, I guess if you weren't there, then you were dead or something or infirmed. So, this kind of like weird respite from Instagram, I'm kind of enjoying it, but I really need to figure out. I'm going to have to call somebody. So I wonder if any of you guys have had like problems with that stuff. And I'm not talking about Facebook jail or you said something spicy and they deactivated your account for a month. I'm just talking about like straight up, there's always an issue with your account. All right, let's bring this energy back. I'm going to turn that off because I like just freestyling it here. Y'all talk about MySpace in the chat. That's crazy. Trey says, MySpace to me was a holy grail of social media. And when you got your MySpace account, everybody's first friend was Tom. What was he like at the board? I don't know. I like LiveJournal. I was a LiveJournal fan. Sue says TikTok is the cocaine of social media. Yo, facts. I watched one cat video and 2 hours later I'm Tony Montana. That's real rap. Sip of coffee for Tony Montana. JRD says, we had one issue with our website 5 years ago for a day. And ever since, every website address connected to our company has been blacklisted by it. Yeah, you were telling me that. Yeah. I don't get it. And there's nothing you can do about it, right? I said hello to my little clip. That's fantastic. All right, let's do an ID. We got to get the energy up here. You're watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy JN. Jamar Nicholas is my government. Some of my favorite nom de plume are PM John, Johnny Carson. That's a favorite around these parts. Kevin Scrapple, because Kevin Bacon was taken. You see what I did there? In your internet safe space. Well, hello. What is this? Dude, you're here every Thursday at 9:00. What do I need a clip show for you guys to watch Coffee Break with JN? This is what happens here. You get to watch cartoonist Jamar Nicholas drink coffee and run his mouth. Shout out to the mighty Adam. See him swim oceans, fly through space, catch criminals. You know about the bull. You know about the bull, Astro Bull. And tell him, Trey, when I'm out of coffee, video over. That's Trey's favorite part. Video over. Sue says, what's that artwork behind you to the left? What, this? That is a that is a blow up. That's a poster for a solo art exhibit that I had, and that's a detail. That's a page from Fistic Knife Gun. I'll get it for you. I used to put it behind my wall all the time, behind my chair. Oh shit! This is if you haven't read Fistic Knife Gun, what are you waiting for? Jamar Nicholas world building. Isn't that cool? I just kind of took it from the event and I had it hung up, but I replaced it with my convention banners that I've retired. I hung them up in the rafters. Thank you so much, Bross. That means a lot to me. Yeah, man, I've been doing this for a while. It's crazy. JRD is incorrect. Suze, it's a poster he developed early on for Leon, I believe, or maybe to take. No, this is a page. This is page. Shit. Chapter 3, page 17 from Fistic Knife Gun, and this is kind of like the raw, what it looked like. Raw. You can even see like the blue lines in here. And this show I did was about world building and about creating, graphic novels and universes and all that kind of stuff. And this is a page from Fistic Knife Gun where Jeff Canada, this little scared boy, is just another face in the crowd to people who don't care. And I wanted you to feel that. I wanted you to feel what that felt like to be voiceless. And when people find it really easy to stereotype you and categorize you and put you in a box. I don't want to get too deep, but that's what that page means. Yo, what up, Christian? Thank you so much for your eyeballs. I appreciate that. Is it Thursday yet? Yes. JRD says, I'm okay being wrong. Besides, Kitlet has yet to let me read her copy of Fistic. I don't even know if I have any copies. I don't believe that book's been around so long. Sue says, I really wanted to see it close up. Thanks, Jan. Got to reread that. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to look at that book. Like, I think I've improved a lot since then. But it's also crazy that was almost 15 years ago. No, it hasn't been that long, has it? Oh my gosh. That book came out in 2010. And I started working on it in like 2009. So yeah, it's getting up there. It's crazy. Um, I was going to talk about something else. Um, but yeah, I was wondering about the holidays, right? So without getting too COVIDy and stuff, what are you guys planning for the holidays? Or you may not be a holiday person. You know, like I told you when I went to get some blood work, and I said to the lady behind the clerk behind the glass, I was like, "Hey, happy Halloween," because like it was November 1st. I was like, "Happy you know, how was your Halloween?" She's like, "I don't celebrate Halloween." Okay, that's cool. But you know, are you somebody in my neighborhood already has a Christmas tree up? Like, how are you guys processing this? I know there's the thought that, oh well, we're almost out of pumpkin spice season now. It's Mariah Carey, like looking around around the tree, ready to hit you off with some Christmas songs. How are you guys processing us being at the end of this year and getting ready for holidays? Are you excited about the holidays? Is it stressful because you have like people in your family that you may not be able to see because they don't want to like do what they need to do to make that happen? Let's talk about that. JRD says Kidlit is already angry that Christmas stuff is out. Yo, it was like that. It was like right after 8 p.m. on Halloween, people were ripping the pumpkins off the lawn and putting up Christmas trees. Sue says Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. Matt's fam comes to town and I cook massive amounts of food. That sounds for my wrestling fans out there. That's a Matt Hardy. Wonderful. That's wonderful. I love it. Trey says I never hear the end of Mariah Carey around this time in my job. Mariah, you on fire. Go back like baby and pacifier. JRD just cutting to the quick. I spent too many years in retail or food service, so for me, holidays are still just days off. I feel you. Kenny Wong, what up, K Dub? K Dub says trying to get out of an invitation for a Friendsgiving dinner. Prefer to be at the studio, just practicing your jump shot. I love it. Chris, what up, Chris Mariano? Sip of coffee for the Leaping Mariano brothers, Mark and Chris. The heart of the Ghostbusters. Chris says all my plans are to eat, eat, eat. I love it. Christian says, B101 starts the holiday season. You hear the shake, 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 shake. Those sleigh bells. Come on, bro. JRD says, my wife makes too much food. Is that a thing? Sue says, Mariah meals at McDonald's. Free food every day starting December 12th with the McD app. Word? Let's talk more about that there's a McDonald's app. I guess, I forget. The people like go into McDonald's heavy. I know people who go to McDonald's just to get the coffee. People love McDonald's coffee. And, speaking of that as a sidebar, somebody was on TikTok and they tried to, I think it was a visual trick, but they had a small, a medium, and a large cup of soda, and they poured the soda into the large and it filled up, and then they poured it into the medium and it didn't spill over. That's some sort of sorcery like that. Trey says, I actually like the Chipmunk songs at Barbershop. I mean, it's got its place. Trey says, Fall Fest next week, which is weird because normally that happens in October. Friendsgiving later. I love the Island of Misfit Toys gatherings. Everybody's got some people who just don't have another place to go, or I'm sure all of you guys are friends who have no idea how to cook. And if you're one of those people, put a 1 in the chat and don't be ashamed. It's okay. If you don't know how to cook, let's put your ones up. Oh no, we're doing tiers. Mickey D Coffee top tier. I don't know. I'll say this: I don't like Starbucks coffee. I think it's strong for no reason. It always tastes burned to me. Um, I'm a Dunkin' dude. I used to roll heavy with Dunkin', but at the begin, at right before the pandemic, really, I was just like, you know what? I'm just wasting money going to get Dunkin' because once you get in the line for Dunkin', you're gonna have to get something else. I remember feeling like I would go to Dunkin' Donuts. My man would know me before I even got to there. He was like, "Hello, my friend, manager special." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, let me get that manager special." And for those Dunkin' fans out there, manager special is a cream delight donut. That was my jam. And then sometimes he put two in the bag, two in the bag, and I'm like, "Bro, I got to stop eating this stuff." So I had to just cut Dunkin' Donuts out. Um, I don't know, man. I think that's so debatable. I think it might be top tier for people who like it. I like Tim Hortons, but I'm starting to see those in the States. Tim Hortons is strictly Canadian. It's like Canadian Dunkin' Donuts. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. JRD says, I do like McDonald's coffee. They brought out the old Tim Hortons roasters. So yeah, wow, how do you know all this stuff? JRD says Starbucks over roaster coffee to allow for consistency across all their franchises. All right. Trey says try the honey oat milk latte at Starbucks. Yo, that sounds hot. Not too bitter, not too sweet, and get it warm, not hot or cold. All right, I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna take you up on that, Trey. I did hear this. Jared said Burger King bought Tim Hortons, ditched their roasters for Burger King roasters. McDonald's jump now has the best fast food coffee. Do you subscribe to a magazine or something? How do you know all this stuff? I don't understand. Going back to Christmas, Suzanne says, I love Christmas music, but Matt and I spend it at different houses. I love to decorate the whole house and outside if I didn't have to take it all down. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, you got to, like, go get the stuff. And it's always weird, like, every year. Like, what happened? Didn't I buy a bunch of extension cords? Where are the extension cords? And, do you have any rituals, like, if you have, like, battery operated things like candles or things, do you take all the batteries out or do you just forget them and pack them all up, and then when you pull the stuff out, like there's like alkaline leakage and stuff, you got to get the little John and whatever. Matt says McDonald's is too weak for me, and Starbucks started making their coffee weaker for some reason. You're just too strong, Matt, too strong with a K. I had to start paying for an extra espresso shot to boost it. Yo. Ross knows all about that. The Glenside guys still know me. You know me in these streets. Yeah. Tim Hortons is so close to. I mean, Buffalo's so close to Canada. I guess it would overlap, right? Shout out to Bill's Mafia. I got some good people in Buffalo. Buffalo's a weird place. And I have not had wings in Buffalo. Christian says McD large caramel iced coffee is like $1.25 using the app. Drive through, credit card pay, barely have to slow down. You like roll through and they just throw it in the window. And I have to live with this guy. Yo, I think I triggered you guys. You're all about McDonald's up in here. Dungeons and Dragons. Dunkin' Donuts just added a PB peanut butter cup macchiato that is epic, but like 5 bones. So the clown gets my coffee cash. Yo, thank you, Fletch. One of the standout segments of Coffee Break with JN, the coffee check. So if you're new to the channel, you get to watch me see how much coffee I have in my cup. So I got to clear off the screen, big bro. And then we're going to do this. You know the Drake reverse. Started from the top, now we're here. So we started at a honey, at a bean. Ah, you see that? Now we're... Ooh, I'm not going to like this guy. Oh, Denzel gift. That hurts, man. And I, what, and go, come on, Suze, you know what this is. The squatty large mug. It seems like there's less coffee in here, but it fits. Pause. All right. Suze, you don't know about Tim Hortons? Tim Hortons is the Dunkin' Donuts of Canada. I don't know. Do they have Dunkin' Donuts in Canada? But we go to Tim Hortons and all the coffee is like, the cups are like Canadian size. Like we were over there and I was like, yo, let me get a large. We drove through there. Yo, let me get a large cup. And it gave me like this. I was like, no, I wanted a large. It was like, that is a large. I was like, oh, shit. I don't know if I'm going to make it. That's so hilarious. Matt says, and I agree, 7-Eleven coffee will do in a pinch. They have that chocolate creamer. Ooh, that sounds like my stomach ache. You know what? I would like hazelnut creamer, but it makes my stomach hurt. For real, for real. I can't drink it. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's talk about this coffee thing. Okay, so there's from where I am in Philly, what we have access to is gas station coffee, like Sunoco coffee, Wawa coffee, which is probably up there. 7-Eleven coffee. I think more people mess with 7-Eleven coffee, but sometimes it's hard to find a 7-Eleven inside the city. 7-Eleven is more of like a outskirts Philly thing. There's more Wawas in the city. Coffee shop coffee, whatever your local coffee shop is. The best coffee stuff in Philly is La Colombe, which is just like you go on a pleasure cruise when you have La Colombe coffee, and then there's Starbucks and McDonald's, and I guess Burger King. I've had, you know what? I've had some wonderful breakfasts at Burger King because I used to like the ham egg and cheese croissant with the tots, bro. Yo, I roll with tots, and the coffee's not bad, but I get messed up because, and maybe for you drive through people, if you ever go to a place and you go, yo, can I get this cream and sugar? And then they give you the stuff with a little bag and the cream and sugar's in it. I'm like, I'm driving. Can you just do it for me? I didn't mean to hurt the wife. Tim Hortons bear claws, yo. Road trip. Hazelnut coffee or creamer makes coffee smell like dirty feet. That's fantastic. Yeah, Trey. That's right. All caps. You know, the supervillain's always close, my man. Oh, Caribou. We used to have a Caribou coffee here in Richmond, but it closed right after I discovered it. Good stuff there. Bra says Dunkin' Donuts for iced coffee, cold brew, and Wawa for hot. Yo, that's what's up. Yo, man. Yo, it's November. But when Julian Lytle's in the building, it's always July. What's up, brother? Yo, it was good kicking it with you at Baltimore for a hot minute. I saw you in those streets, cousin. How you feeling? Yo, what's up? What's up with brunch? I miss brunch, man. I love brunch. Brunch is hot. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, Wawa coffee holds their own. Solid choice. So choice. Yeah, JRD. Yo, JRD, impress him with your MF Doom lore, because you've been taking classes. Give him a taste. Suze, you don't know about MF Doom? As much as I talk about MF Doom, we're gonna have to give you a crash course. K Dub says, if the end of the world was an actual scenario, I think humanity would lose its shit if there were no coffee places for people to get their caffeine and hang out. Yo, I believe that. JRD says, yeah, Burger King is the best tots, miles better than McD's hash browns. Yo, I used to live in McDonald's when I was a teenager, man. Yo, okay, let's do this. Who has the best no, I'm running out of brain power. Who has the best fast food breakfast? Go. When you're out of options and you're like, shh, I need to eat something before I get to work. Where are you going? And I'll throw out some prompts just for you. McDonald's, hotcakes, hash brown. They're not pancakes, they're hotcakes. And in the hood McDonald's, there's always a handwritten sign that's like, syrups is 25 cents. You'll get extra syrups, bro. I just heard Wendy's has breakfast now. That's new. Burger King breakfast. The croissant John. I kind of don't. I think this excludes like Sheetz, Wawa, and 7-Elevens. I don't think that counts. Like, I'm talking about you're in your car and it's like, yo, there's Arby's. Does Arby's even have breakfast? Let's go. I want to hear what you got to say. Last past November win. Yes. Christian said Burger King is a sorry coffee getting. The coffee is kind of whack. Oh, Herman's. Yeah. Herman's is out of Philly, right? Herman's is a sleeper pick for best Philly coffee, especially if you don't want to pay La Cologne prices all the time. Yes, sir. Sip of coffee for Bros. I miss you on the show, man. JRD says, if you're in Central VA, I used to dribble in VA. Look out for green berries. Tell me about that. Susan's brunch means you get no lunch. Oh, man, that's great. Oh, right, Matt, you were telling me about Sticky Rice. Sticky Rice is the name of a chain up there, right? Ah, yes. Sonic. You're the MVP tonight, bro. Sonic has, the tots are fantastic. I used to go, when I used to go visit my mother in Texas, Sonic wasn't down here yet. And the first thing I would do, real rap, the first thing I'd do when I get off the plane, and, either moms would scoop me up or I'd get there or I'd, rent or something or whatever. Skirt! Go right to the Sonic, bro. I need that Coney with some tots or a cheeseburger and tots with a diet cherry limeade with the real bits in it. And then they started bringing Sonics down, and they had a Sonic. There are no Sonics in Philly. You had to go to the outskirts. They're not coming to the hood. And it was a pilgrimage. Me and my man Jason were like, yo, Jay, you ready to hit that Sonic? He was like, yes, sir. and that's what those commercials are, where the two dudes are sitting in the car eating off the dashboard. It was such a fun time. I went to Sonic for my birthday once. Me and Jay rolled out. I was like, yo, I gotta get those tots, bro. It was so fun. But, there was a Sonic up, like, Ross knows about the Sonic up near the Turnpike in Willow Grove. It's gone. I drove all the way up there, and it was gone. It was just like, there was like a tumbleweed, and like all the things were just shut down, and I was so sad. Bojangles breakfast. Yo, where's El Jamal at? They don't have Bojangles here. But what's on the menu? What's good at Bojangles for breakfast? What's Mighty Taco? Y'all got to remember, we all live in different places, so sometimes you might have to elaborate. Yo, what up, Amani? Shout out to Peep Game Comics, my brother Amani, doing his podcast thing too. I see you, bro. Amani says Dunkin' is a great turkey sausage and cheese on croissant. They have turkey sausage there? They don't have turkey sausage here. Oh, yes, they do. What am I talking about? That's what I get at Dunkin' these days. It's usually like a weekend thing. I like the power breakfast turkey sausage sandwich. Yo, he put the croissant joint. I love it. Wendy's breakfast isn't bad. What's on the menu? Oh no, he told you straight up. He's like, nah. Yo, y'all about to fist fight in the chat. Yo, Wendy's is whack. No, it's hot. Yo, Suze, I'm going down south. Pause. Bojangles, country ham biscuit, cheddar bow biscuit, chicken biscuit. God. Yo, how does anybody not? What do they used to say? You're big as a house. Just oh man, like I could just see somebody being eating that for breakfast every morning, right? Because it hits that dopamine spike in the back of your head where you hear that thing like what you're eating that and you're like, yo, this is so delicious. And then you'll be back tomorrow. See, that's a slippery slope. BK biscuits better. Yo, they got first watches there. There's a couple first watches here, and I don't know if they survived the pandemic, but I was kind of feeling them. First watch is not bad. JRD on his MF Doom game. I'm still learning. I'm early in my Doom game, but I'll get better. You hang out with Trey and me, you'll be all right. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Yeah, you guys were telling me about this sticky rice a bucket of tots. Man, that's a carb bomb if I ever heard of it. And sushi. All right, we're going. We're gonna start wrapping up, guys. JRD says, "Oh man, Sonic nearly killed me before moving out of RVA. There was a Sonic 500 feet from my apartment." You just walk. Would you just walk and like stand in one of the parking spots and just order food? And then the girl in the roller skates will come out, and you're just like, "Yeah, I don't have a car. I'm just gonna eat this right here." Yo, hush puppies are no joke. Yo, I might have to screenshot that. If brunch is banging, you don't need lunch. Yo, we do brunch heavy up in here. July says they got one Sonic here in the black community. No skating, but when it first opened, it was packed for a year. Yo, that was like when we talked about this when Krispy Kreme came to Philly for the first time, and the hot light went off. Yo, the line was down the street. They were like, "Yo." And then you could look almost like they got the car wash inside. You could watch the donuts roll on the conveyor belt. And they would hit they would hit it with the jaw. I'm trying to keep this clean. They would hit it with the glazed gun, like blah. Everybody's like, and then it's like bing. They had a little like the stick, and they would like pick the donut up and put it in the box. How are we not all dead at this point? This food is delicious. That's unfair. The Aramingo. Oh, was the Krispy Kreme on Aramingo still there? I thought they were all gone. That's how Matt makes his money. Grease is on the menu at Bojangles. If it's fried, it's inside. They tore down the Sonic here in town to make room for a new highway extension. No. Yo, the Dunkin' croissant. Yo, I had to stop messing with them, man. It's so delicious, but they're so like if you look at the caloric count of a ham, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich at Dunkin' Donuts, is ridiculous. Hold on, let's do this. I'm feeling good now. It took me a while, you guys. Let me see if I can pull this up. I think the worst thing they ever did was start putting the calories on fast food. Because I guess by law it's mandated, but you kind of didn't need to know. Let's see. I found something real quick. I'm gonna try to share my screen. We've only done one ID. You believe that? All right, yo, check this out. Dunkin' Donuts calories. An apple. Okay, what's the worst thing? What's a Bismarck? I don't even know what that is. The donuts. A donut is almost 500 calories, and if you got a half dozen, you're going in, right? Yo, they got stuff I've never heard of. What's a vanilla headlight donut? Yo, pause. That's not what I wanted to look for. I kind of don't want to know about the donuts. I want to know about the sandwiches. Nutrition, Dunkin' Donuts. They don't want you to know. You get the nutrition PDF. Let's see here. All right, this might be our little quiz for the day. All right, here's the sandwiches. What do you think the caloric intake of a ham, egg, and cheese croissant is? Let's hear it in the chat, and then I'll click on it. Yo, I like the way you do business. Brush says we used to circle the parking lot at Krispy Kreme waiting for the light to come on. I love it. Oh, see, JRD just knows Bismarck is a bear claw like Danish. Yo, that's what's up. All right, let's see what's behind the wall. Sandwiches. Why this? What did I say? A sausage ham and this one? Yeah, this is what I get. I'll cop the power breakfast sandwich. Sorry, let's do sausage, egg, and cheese. Sausage. That is 680 calories. Oh, that's on a bagel. Let's see what's on a croissant. 720, yo. English muffin is the best option. Yo, for real. You like the croissant it's like a trap. That's how they get you. Yeah, see, JRD knows. Keep in mind a croissant is half flour, half butter. Hey, Fitty, you're only supposed to have 2,000 calories a day, right? $1. Yeah, you win. That's crazy, y'all. And it's just like that's how they say that when you eat food on vacation, it doesn't count. Like this stuff is bad for you, but let's not break the illusion. Yo, I'm not even going there, but you guys look at that on your off time. That's wild. This was like a quiet episode. We were just chilling. I think it was a good group. Oh, shout out to JRD for that fantastic thumbnail for this week's group session. That was fantastic. Thanks so much for JRD for that. Well, the grapefruit and the Shirley's got sugar on top of it. But then I'll get the grapefruit and a meal. I'm going to Dunkin', right? And this is one of the funniest parts about Coffee Break is that we could always agree on talking about food because it's universal. Yeah, right. Sip of coffee for JRD's thumbnail. That was great. Maybe this will spark a new thing where people send in their thumbnails for a coffee break. That'll be fun. We always end up talking food. Well, it was getting weird. Like I was just like being crunchy earlier, but this kind of makes the room right. So, all right, Suze, you know what to do. Start saying your goodbyes. I'm gonna wrap this up. Oh, also, I want to give a shout out to my man Jerry Kraft. You know Jerry Kraft, Newbery Medal award winning Jerry Kraft, New York Times bestselling author Jerry Kraft, um, Hunted by the State Jerry Kraft is going to be on CNN tonight at 11:20 EST, I think. He's going to be talking to Don Lemon about this banned book stuff. So please check Jerry out. Don't forget, that's a DVR alert. Sip of coffee for Jerry Kraft. I know he's going to do a good job. Yeah, they already overturned it, so he's back. He's back on the block. But it's a news item now, so yeah, go check that out. Yeah, it's real. That's real. So let's keep changing the world, you guys. All right, you guys, get those goodbyes in. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm very excited about next week. We're going to have one of my favorite cartoonists and painters and illustrators, Dave Cooper, on Pencil to Pencil. Also, this is a big video week coming up. So we have Dave Cooper, Pencil to Pencil. We got a fresh It Ain't Hard to Tell. We got another coffee break with JN. Got a morning constitutional for the Patronuses. So much content. SMC, y'all. Thank you, K-Dub. You're that dude. There you go. Start saying goodbyes, y'all. Once he's shutting down, Jade is gone. Video over. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you. And you know how to get in touch with me. You know that you should be picking up that Is It Thursday Yet mug from JRD on his spread shirt sheet. Shite. What is that shit called? Spread shirt? Spread shop. So that's right. Pick up the Is It Thursday Yet coffee break with JN mug. While you're doing that, stop by Studio Black Boss Barack Bossu, my threadless store. We can get some liveries. And also, while I'm at it, I am going to throw in a Snooze pose. Thank you guys. Love you all. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good night, y'all. I love it. All right, you guys. Thanks so much. You know what's going to happen right now. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy JN. Your internet safe space. Let's cut out all the other stuff. You came here for Tabernacle. You came here for group. You poured a cup of coffee out of the thing at the front. Took a little Debbie snack cake. We chopped it up. Zebra cake, oatmeal cream pie. What's the John with the stars on it? The stars and stripes cake, whatever you fancy. And we chopped it up, right? You know, Suze, we chopped it up lovely. That's what we do here. And God willing, I'll be back here next week with more of this. Just for you, my caffeines. I can't do this without you. Thank you for giving me a platform. Thank you for asking me questions about this weirdness in my studio. And let's keep trying to change the world. What happened here tonight? Well, you got to hang out with cartoonist Jamar Nicholas and watch him drink this coffee and run his mouth. And now that he's out of coffee, video over. All right, I'm going to hit you with this one. Oh! I'll see you guys next week. Oh, turn that off.